tuning in to WLPO's Channel 7 News Network. Tonight, we have exclusive coverage of the ongoing Pantheon controversy. As reported earlier this week, people have rioted in the streets of Rome, protesting the purchase of a crypt by the wealthy Prime Minister of Italy. We go live outside the doors to Gibran Lanes, outside of the doors of the committee meetings. Gibran, what's your update?
Let's call this meeting to an order. We are all gathered here today for one main purpose. What are we going to do with our beloved Pantheon? The public is extremely unhappy about the former Prime Minister buying a crypt spot in the Pantheon just because he had the money. Now we need to decide unanimously what the future holds for the Pantheon.
The Pantheon is the best preserved Roman building, monumental building that is, and I think we should do our best to keep it that way. The structure itself is circular with the portico in the front. The portico is supported by 3 rows of massive granite columns, Corinthian columns, and the ceiling is a coffered dome that is a perfect half sphere. The Romans formed this dome using the knowledge of concrete and foam work. To this day, it is still the largest unreinforced concrete dome in the world.
Well, in 1609 AD, the Byzantine Emperor Phocas gave the building to Pope Boniface IV, who reconstructed it as a Christian church. The church was dedicated to the Virgin Mary and all the Christian martyrs. It's called the Santa Maria ad Martes. Since then, the church has owned the Pantheon, and it's been used as a church as it is used today. I do not see why any of that would be any different. It is the best preserved of all the Roman buildings, and the oldest important building in the world with the original roof still intact. It has been in continuous use throughout history, including today. It's still being used as a church where masses and weddings are still held today. Originally, Hadrian intended the Pantheon to be for all the gods. All the little niches around the inside of the Pantheon contained altars and or statues of various deities. It is also easy to believe that the Pantheon was dedicated to the planetary deities, giving the spherical shape and the 7 niches representing the 7 known planets at the time. The orb is also a symbol of the world and universe.
The oculus at the dome's apex is the source of all the light in the Pantheon. Throughout the year, the light shines in different niches around the perimeter of the floor. It also provides natural ventilation and cooling to the dome space. During my initial research with the Pantheon, I was concerned how the interior exposed to rain coming through the oculus. I later discovered that there was a drainage system installed to prevent any flooding through the interior. They really had it all figured out.
Well, I can see how the building's features are important to the architectural world, but the building's consecration as a church saved it from abandonment and spoliation like so many of the other ancient Roman structures. The marble floor still features the original Roman design, and the great bronze doors have survived, although they had to have been restored several times. The only loss of the actual Pantheon has been the external structures which adorn the pediment above Agrippa's inscription.
What about the bronze ceiling? During the reign of the Pope Urban VIII, the Pope orders the bronze ceiling of the Pantheon portico be melted down, as most of the bronze was used in making the bombards for the fortification at Castel Sant'Angelo, with the remaining amount used by the Apostolic chamber for most various other works. It is also said that bronze was used by Bernini in creating the baldachin above the main altar of St. Peter's Basilica.
But according to the Pope's accounts, about 90% of the bronze was used for the cannon, and the bronze for the baldachin for the basilica actually came from Venice and not from Rome.